Hello and welcome to Japanese Craft Beer Reviews. Today we're going to look at a beer called Kyoto Brewing Hojo White Grape Imperial IPA. And I had a chance to drink this with three other friends and we compared notes on it and I'll tell you what we thought. Kyoto Brewing is located, of course, in Kyoto, Japan, and just south of the Kyoto Station area, and it was founded in 2015 by three foreign residents of the city, and they've quickly risen to become one of the most successful craft breweries in Japan. Recently, some changes they've undergone, and including the hiring of a new head brewer, who you see pictured here in the middle. And so a lot of things going on at Kyoto Brewing, and this seems to be a kind of a new thing for them, this beer. We'll talk about it in a second. Kyoto Brewing has a tap room located right inside the brewery. You can sit outside in the warmer months, and I recommend you go there if you want to try a good variety of Kyoto Brewing beers. It is probably the number one destination in Kyoto for craft beer. Okay, so the beer is Kyoto Brewing Hojo White Grape Imperial IPA, and Hojo has kind of the meaning of abundance, and this is an abundant beer. It is an Imperial IPA at 8.5% and 35 international bittering units, but what really sets it apart is the use of white grape juice, grape must, which is the skins after wine processing, and the Nelson Sauvin hops. So what they did was they added the grape must wine skins to the whirlpool in order to pick out some of the tannins, and grape juice added during fermentation. And this they used white grapes from Grape Republic in northern Japan. Apparently they were Steuben grapes from originally developed in New York. And on Untapped, this one had 29 ratings, pretty high, 4.03 out of 5, quite a high rating. 970 yen is the price for this, $5.16 in US dollar terms, and in euros, €4, 74 cents. The malt bill is Pilsner malt and wheat malt. The hops include Flex, Nelson Sauvin, and Southern Cross, and these are certainly a lot of down under hops. Apparently they took a trip to New Zealand not long ago and sourced a lot of good, interesting New Zealand hops. The yeast is London Ale yeast, and other elements added were grape juice, again to fermentation, grape must to the whirlpool, and sugar in order to boost the ABV up to 8.5. So again, Kyoto Brewing Hojo White Grape Imperial IPA. So what did we think of this beer? Well, we sampled it together, and it was a light gold, kind of hazy beer with a thin, filmy head, and it definitely had a strong aroma of Nelson Sauvin hops. The comment going around the table was cat piss, and I realized that none of the other three are cat owners, and I am. I have two cats, so I have somewhat of a familiarity with that aroma. And the Nelson Sauvin hops are often paired with that. I mean, it's kind of a descriptor for Nelson Sauvin here. So a big, stinky aroma, quite impressive, really. And in flavor, the Nelson Sauvin hops definitely dominated the flavor. There was some maltiness for sure, but it was definitely overshadowed by the hops and the grape juice that combined together to form an interesting kind of flavor. And the body was maybe a touch light for the style. Imperial IPA should have some malt, some strong malt backbone. This one had some, but it wasn't really big at all. And I think perhaps adding the grape juice to the fermentation, perhaps maybe kind of watered it down. I don't know, but it definitely didn't feel like an Imperial IPA. But overall, this is an interesting beer, and I appreciate the fact that they're doing something interesting and new. with beer, making an Imperial IPA with grape juice and with Nelson Sauvin hops. I can guess this is maybe kind of an experiment for them and an interesting one. So I think you might want to go try this if you have a chance, if you are in Kyoto, or if you happen to see this beer somewhere around Japan. I doubt it will be exported outside of Japan. But certainly go to Kyoto Brewing if you are in town and try out some of their beers there, or go to their web shop, their online shop. I'll put a link to it in the description, and you can try it out there. Well, thank you for listening, and I hope you leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about Kyoto Brewing or about this beer if you've had it, and do subscribe to the channel. Please stay healthy. Bye-bye.